Now to an ABC News exclusive on the assassination attempt on former President Trump. For the first time, we're hearing from members of the Pennsylvania SWAT team that took up positions to defend the former president. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky has the latest.
I remember standing in the parking lot and talking to one of the guys, and we just became part of history, and not in a good way.
The SWAT team from Beaver County, Pennsylvania knew something about the scrawny young man seemed off. He can be seen in this video obtained by ABC affiliate WTAE skulking around former President Trump's rally. Text messages between local snipers show they noticed Thomas Matthew Crooks at 4:26 p.m., nearly 2 hours before the attempted assassination that would injure Trump, kill a man, and severely hurt 2 others. "You see me go out with my rifle," one of the snipers texted, "so he knows you guys are up there." By 5:14 p.m., they grew suspicious.
He was looking up and down the building and just wandering around, and it just seemed out of place.
Greg Nichols snapped these photos of the shooter.
We had a text group between the local snipers that were on scene. I had sent those pictures out to that group and advised them of what I noticed and what I'd seen.
What do you think is transpiring once you send in what you've sent in?
I assumed that there would be somebody coming out to speak with this individual or, find out what's going on.
So how do you know if Greg's concerns about Crooks are being relayed properly?
We don't. We have to assume that when he put that information out to command, that command took that information and did something with it. We don't know if they did.
None of the concerns appears to have reached members of Trump's Secret Service detail. The Washington Post reports they've complained they were never made aware of the warnings. In their first public comments about the assassination attempt, members of the Beaver County SWAT team described to ABC News what they consider to be failures of planning and communication that would prove catastrophic.
We were supposed to get a face-to-face briefing with the Secret Service snipers whenever they arrived, and that never happened. So I think that was probably a pivotal point where I started thinking things were wrong, because that never happened, and we had no communication with the Secret Service.
You had no communication with the Secret Service at all on that Saturday?
No, not until after the shooting, I believe. Yeah.
And by then?
It was too late.
The Secret Service declined to respond directly, but told ABC News the agency is committed to better understanding what happened and is offering complete cooperation with ongoing investigations.
The suspect is directly above us.
Members of the Beaver County SWAT team rushed to the shooter's rooftop.
There's a ladder right here.
As seen in footage from Rich Gianvito's helmet camera.
Thanks, brother. Yep.
So we had access through that ladder, got up onto the roof.
And as you're scrambling onto that roof, you don't know for sure whether he's dead or alive, or whether you'll encounter fire.
At that point, no.
So what are you prepared? Are you prepared for a firefight at that point?
Well, we're prepared for anything at that point, because at this time we're unsure.
Give me a solid perimeter. Get guys prepped to clear the building.
He encountered the shooter's bloodied body some 400 feet from the stage.
We're clear. Let's move.
The team believes it did everything it could have to thwart the attack, but accepts its share of failure.
I think we all failed that day.
How so?
Life was lost.
Yeah. People died. And if there's anything that we could have done to stop that, we should have done.
Incredible reporting. ABC News senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky joins me now for more on this. That is tremendous to hear that team tried to go up the chain of command but heard nothing. What stood out to you, Aaron, when you visited the SWAT team headquarters?
I think hearing that the lack of communication almost doomed the event from the start. But I'm also struck by what they're doing now. They're studying satellite imagery that they have pasted all over the wall. They have maps up. They even made their own crude replica of the site with everyone's position using the little army men from back in the day. Mm-hmm. And I think that they're intent on studying what went wrong here. Not only do they feel bad about it and they say they have to live with their failure, which they accept their fair share, but they do say, look, Trump says he's coming back, so they want to be ready.
Right, and as one of those team members said, I mean, they lost a life that day. I mean, so many people were in danger. And as you just mentioned, Trump says he plans to hold another rally in Western Pennsylvania soon. What are some of the changes that are being made when it comes to communication and coordination between Secret Service and law enforcement?
You have to imagine that the Secret Service is going to make sure there's an open line of communication with local SWAT teams that are always part of a protective detail. The Secret Service relies on local law enforcement partners for all of its events. And look, the Secret Service guards, what, 7,500 events a year? Most of the time they go off without a hitch. But here, there was a failure, so they do want to learn. They want to be able to say that they can make some changes that need to be made, and that probably includes being in better touch with their local partners.
So many lessons learned. Thank you so much. Again, incredible reporting. Senior investigative correspondent Aaron Katursky, thank you.